Hello and welcome to C language programming tutorial. This is the basic structure of the C program and it's called the Hello World program. It's automatically generated by code blocks for us. So we will go line by line and let's see what this code means. So first two lines which starts from the hash symbol are called preprocessor commands. A preprocessor command includes a header file into your project. So whenever you create a C program, there is already some files which we will need to include in our project in order to write a program, and this preprocessor command hash includes the file name which you give here and which we need to create a simple C program. And the first file is called stdio.h, which stands for standard input and output, and this file is responsible for printing outputs like printf function. And the second file called stdlib.h, this file is needed to include because it means whenever you write a C program and whenever you compile and run the program and your compiler sees the main function or searches for the main function in your project, and this is like an entry point to your program, so this means it is the part of standard lib.h. These are the preprocessor compiler. Now comes the int main. This is a function and it's a built-in function which every program must have, and by this C knows that it is the entry point of your program. So every project must have one main function, otherwise your program will not run. This function has two or three basic things. One is the return type, which is int, and int stands for integer. This int is a data type, and main is the name of the function, and the bracket here takes an argument, and for now we are not passing any argument, that's why it's empty. Every program must have this main function, and because we are returning the integer, we need to end our program with return 0. Return 0 is like a success to a program, and now you just need to know that if you return 0 and reach till this point, your program is successfully completed. Okay, so next is printf. This printf is a part of standard input output.h file. There is a function in this file called printf, and this printf helps us to print a string on the terminal. And inside this bracket, whatever you will write it in double quotes. It will be printed on the terminal window. So for now, it's written here hello world. So this hello world will be printed on the terminal. And this \n changes the line. This will not be printed, but this is a special character which will help you to change the line in your terminal window after the output. Now comes the semicolon. Every line ends with this semicolon, so this semicolon tells us that this line of code is ending here, and from the next line we are going to write another line of code. And every function is started with these opening and closing curly braces. So this is the basic structure of a C program. It's not important to give gap between the lines. If you want, you can give 2-line gap between the quotes or more than 2-line gap between the quotes. Now in order to run your program, you need to compile your program. Compilation helps your program to convert the program into the machine language which your machine can understand. This is the code which is readable by human, but it's not understandable by the computer. So compiler will help us to convert this code which is human readable to convert it into machine readable code. To compile and run the program, there are three options: build, run and build, run. Okay, let me explain. Build and run and build and run. Build will compile your program. The output of your compilation will be shown in the build log, and after the compilation you have to click on the run button which is next to build. Click this button and now our program is running and it prints hello world on terminal. Just click this button and this button build and run will build your program and run your program at the same time. Now whenever you do some mistakes in writing your code, your compiler will give an error. For example, by mistake I type some characters here after my printf function which is unknown to the C compiler. So whenever we save our program and compile it, this will give us compilation error. Whenever you write a code which is unknown to C, it will give you the error and this red mark will occur where the error is coming from. So in this way, you can check whether you have written the code correct or not. So this is the C program structure and this is how it works. So I hope you learned something from this and I will continue on this in my next video. Until then, goodbye.